Hello everyone, Kiki here. We are continuing on with you, uh, oh, not with you, Ninja's Shadow. Um, so, okay, we didn't answer any of his questions because there was no reason for us to. I do not know how you got in here, but it looks like you got yourselves into more than you can handle. Did you really think I wouldn't have anyone around to protect me if anything like this would ever happen? Guards, come out! The vigilante is here. Susu raised his voice immediately, tried to call his men over to help. However, no matter how long he waited, no footsteps could be heard. Susu's face was overcome with a look of impatience. What's taking them so long? Is no one here? Useless bums. No one is coming for you. No one. Everyone's busy dreaming right now. Saki said in a detached tone as he slowly assumed fighting stance with one of his talisman. I used my powers as a defender to put them to sleep. It was my father's specialty. They wouldn't be waking up until tomorrow morning, no matter how loud you scream or cry. So he broke into this heavy guarded resistance right through the front door. Saki, now using his talisman to fight along with his martial arts, was mind-blowing. Mind-blowingly powerful. Okay, it was clear why his powers had to be sealed away. People would fall asleep and unable to move wherever he threw his talisman at them. Yeah, true strength. True strength. All I could do was watch Sasaki blank amazement. However, you will not get the luxury of being put to sleep. You're going to die a painful death here. Sasaki threw a talisman he had in hand at Suzuku. It immediately turned into a ring of fire and completely surrounds Suzuku. What is this? It's burning hot. Suzuku obviously flustered as he became trapped between the burning flames. Want to hear something interesting? Those flames only hurt the person they were intending to hurt. They are flame created only to bring you and you alone pain and joy. Okay. Roast in the flames of perdition? Saki snapped his fingers and the flames around Shitsu began to gradually close in on him. Stop! I don't want to cook to death. What do you want? Money? Weapons? At the mercy of the flames, Shitsu will continue to shout out. He tried to use his filthy money to get out of a situation he was in. I'll pay you however much you like. Weapons, women. You can have whatever you like. Oh, okay. Kiki, take care of him. Saki carefully held out his talisman as he instructed me to finish Suitsu off. I want you. I want the is for justice to be served. This is revenge. Okay. Revenge. I took one step closer to Suitsu, pulled off my circle and chain. You set fire to a village. My brother died while saving the villagers. I recommend about my brother, how life was unjustly cut short. I carefully selected these elusive words as my hand began to faintly tremble. Everybody wants a chance to live. Do you remember how you laughed amidst the flames of the village as people screamed out that they didn't want to die? I asked as I took a step forward. Junichi thought to himself for a brief moment before looking completely puzzled. Good question. I set fire to a few villages after all. And it sounds like you're blaming the wrong guy if you ask me. What? Your brother wouldn't have died if he didn't try to save anyone, right? Don't blame me for what happened to him. I started to violently tremble with rage. Shimizu saw how I was reacting and laughed a hearty laugh. He was just adding insult to injury. Ha ha ha, justice. Don't make me laugh. My opinion is the only thing here. The only thing I can say right now is, as a human, there is nothing just about your opinion. I sent the target a person glaze and took another step forward. The flames were not hot in the slightest. Asaki was telling the truth when he said that the flames could only burn Suitsu. My second chains sparkled in the light of the burning crimson flames. I was overwhelmed by a flood of emotions as I left the chain into the air. I am Gigi, the shadow of my brother, the shadow of Shino. The eyes of justice are upon you. Prepare to meet your fate. I pulled back the chain that I swung at the Suitsu and tore his throat right open. In the midst of the burning flames, Suitsu collapsed on the floor. Not a single scream was heard. At the same time, the flame that surrounded him vanished without a sound. I bit down on my lip and looked down at the lifeless body lying before me. I was filled with a sense of relief which brought tears to my eyes, and at the same time I was overflowing with excitement after bringing an end to my target. I had no idea what to do next, and I fell into a deep state of confusion. I was overflowed with all kinds of emotions as I stood there, motionless. It was Asaki who tapped me on the shoulder and spoke to me. We spent enough time here. Let's clean up and get out of here. Asaki took me by the arm and brought me back to my senses. After letting a deep breath, we began to clean up the area. Okay. After using Asaki's powers as a diviner to dispose of Suitsu's body, and we rushed back into Miku's salon. Congratulations on finally getting your revenge. It's all thanks to you, Asaki. I'm sure my brother can rest in peace now. After running by Asaki's race, a certain question suddenly came to mind. So, what are we going to do about the Dutch merchant ships that's coming in tomorrow's for trade? It isn't going to be hard to make a deal with them if Tsuritsu isn't here. All we need is Tsuritsu then, right? I started at Asaki in utter confusion after hearing this unexpected response of his. Yeah, but Tsuritsu's gone. What are we going to do? Don't worry, Kiki. I had an idea. There's nothing you need to worry about. I felt that Asaki something up his sleeve as we continued to dash across the rooftops. However, Asaki kept his mouth shut after that. It didn't look like he was going to tell me any more of his plans. Why did I stop? Anyway, Asaki, you're being unfair. You're keeping secrets ever since you told Makoto the truth. I took his arm and extensively explained a bit. Saki stopped and looked at me as if he were in surprise. He then reached out to me and pulled me into his arm. My body was overtaken by his warmth. All the other things may be a secret, but I told you what's important, right? I told you how I felt about you. Asaki drew his brow together in almost reluctant manner. Yeah, but Asaki held me even tighter in his arms after I began to suck, and he blazed on top of my head with a kiss. Love you, Kiki. Thereupon Asaki sweetly whispered in my ear under the moonlight. I'm really happy for you. You're really finished what you set out to do. I'm sure your brother can rest in peace now knowing that as well. Yeah. Asaki gazed at me in a mystified manner as I awkwardly nodded. What's wrong? Felt like you were just purposely distracting me so you could avoid answering my question. Yes, Asaki. Jesus. You must be I'm not imagining things. Jesus Christ, Asaki. Asaki gently pressed my head against his chest. Guided by his hands, I nestled up against him. The moonlight shined over us as we embraced. Our hearts were one as we walked away together, just two people who shared one other's secret. So that was that. So I can pick the sweet ending or the normal ending. So I can do the sweet ending. As fair amount of time had passed since the Setsugu assassination, Makoto had asked me to buy a few things from him in the city. Okay. While I was walking down the road to Miko's salon, I heard a tabloid salesman trying to make a sell the side of the street. Extra, extra, read all about it. And famous tycoon Tsuritsu became a new man. He says he's giving money to the poor and working to make Nagasaki a better place. Is something even possible? Or is it part of some sort of scheme? Find out here. What? Crowds gathered around the Tellboy salesman and rushed to bite the tabloids off his hands. Then I was thinking about buying one for the fun of it. Then I suddenly felt someone pat me on the shoulder from behind. I turned around to find Asaki looking back and forth between the tabloid salesman and me. Are you into that kind of stuff? I was just curious of what it said about Suritsu. The truth is always more interesting than fiction, though. Why not? Asaki approached the Tellboy salesman and called out to him. Ritsu, I take one. I never thought I've seen a guy from the shrine buy a tabloid. How about buying an extra one for the shrine? Yeah, right. Nothing excites me more than wasting money. Jesus, Saki. Saki paid the salesman and received a tabloid in return. Is that your lady? Excuse me, I'm playing as a man here, Mr. Ritsu. The man called Ritsu checked me out from top to bottom and grinned. Nice to meet you, beautiful. I'm Ritsu. I sell teleports around here. I'm Kiki. Nice to meet you too, Ritsu. Kiki, you say. What kind of relationship are you and Asaki in? Yeah, I don't think we want you writing about our personal lives in your tabloids. Asaki swiftly evaded the question, cracked a smile, and began to walk away. I have something I need to talk to Master about. Let's go to Miko's salon. Then Asaki pushed the tabloid into me and waved his hand in the air without looking back. I bowed to Ritsu before following closely behind Asaki. Thank you for Wow, I need to blow my nose. Okay, sorry about that little issue there. My friends don't know that I was recording, so thank you for your continued ponderage. Okay. Asaki and I walked into the back alley in order to take the short path to Miko's salon. I'm surprised how much a big deal it's become. I could tell how interested everyone is that Suritsu was doing just by talking a casual glance at the tabloid. It's just about a bad guy becoming a good guy too, right? Oh. Saki suddenly lifted his head up as he had noticed something. I sensed if something was as well. I looked up to the road and find the room of Suritsu standing right before us. What? Okay. Even though I knew the trick behind it, it was still made me feel a bit nervous. Asaki, on the other hand, was bold as ever. Good work. Notice anything out of the ordinary? Suritsu shook his head and gave a bow. Then, without saying a word, he walked on by. Turned around and watched as Suritsu walked away. He seems so real that it still took my breath away. No matter how many times I see it, I still find it hard to believe that's a shikigami. Shikigami. Okay. Whether or not you believe it, it's still my shikigami. I don't want to hear you say that we still need to go after him to avenge your brother. The day we snuck into Snyson together, it was the day that Cerebro Suretsu died. Suretsu was being punished for his sins, and I completed the mission that I had set out to do. However, Asagi used his powers as a inventor to produce a Shikigami that looked just like Saburo Suretsu. The Shikigami successfully completed the business deal with the Dutch merchant ship, which brought us to where we are today. Of course, the Shikigami could not negotiate or anything like that. Therefore, Asaki, as a member of the Merchant Guild, had to take control and take care of the details. Asaki and Yusaki or giving the Shikigami instructions on what to do even now. That it was that led the idea of using the Shikigami to make Asaki a better place by starting from within the Merchant Guild. I plan on getting rid of the Shikigami after we dissolve the Merchant Guild, so it can't hurt people of Nagasaki any longer. Then you make it seem like Ishiku died of a disease or something. This just feels like a dream. I can hardly believe it, even though I've seen it with my own two eyes. Yeah, I can definitely see why Makoto hesitated. I can't believe he actually gave us the okay to go through this. Asaki shrugged his shoulders as he spoke in a detached manner, as he were talking about someone else's problems. Couldn't help but laugh to see Asaki act like this. I can't believe it. Makoto's really strict, but he trusts you. Of course, it was thanks to you and your skills that everything went according to plan. However, your daily routine. How about your daily routine, though? Doesn't controlling the Shikigami make things difficult? It takes a lot of spiritual power to control the Shikigami, but it's not going to be a problem anymore. With how I am now. This was all thanks to my father always being there to protect me. The conversation shifted to someone who was no longer in this world. We lower our gaze. I thought back to the gentle look at Macaron's face and softly whispered to myself deep down inside. Asaki stand next to me, looked off into the distance, and he stared the town of Nagasaki. When I softly touched his arm, Asaki smiled and wrapped his arm around my shoulders. Oh, no! Oh, come on! I just need about 2 more parts for the swing ending, and that's about it. I'm almost done. Basically got 2 more parts for the ending. So